Hey guys, how are you doing? So I'm almost 58 years old. I've been hunting 35 plus years in the woods all the time, hiking, scouting, biking, walking, taking the dog out there, and finally it caught up to me. Right there. Don't know which one it is, if it's poison oak, poison ivy, or poison sumac. Not sure. So I've been taking Benadryl. I've been rubbing lotions on it. Let's go sit down and kind of talk about the other different things that you can put on it, what they tell you, some of the myths about it. And then I'd like you guys to let me know in the comments section, have you gotten it? Which one did you get? And how did you treat it? Maybe you got something that they don't have on the web. But let's go sit down and kind of talk about this stuff. It itches like crazy. I haven't scratched it, haven't broken any blisters open. So I should be good right now. See you guys in a minute. Hey guys, how are you doing? Hopefully this sounds okay. I'm using my shotgun mic because my Rode mics, I don't know what's going on with those. But kind of going to go over those, the ivy, the poison, what I got on my arm. When doing a little bit of research on WebMD, this is not poison oak, because poison oak's not in this area in Wisconsin. I'll put a map up in the corner, kind of show you where the poison oak is, where the poison ivy is, and where the poison sumac is. I'll put those up in the top corner somewhere. But this is going pretty good so far. I'll show you that real quick, but kind of going over some of the stuff that I found on there. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor, but just kind of going on the WebMD and what they kind of give you some facts and some myths. Basically, the poison ivy and poison oak and poison sumac grow in woody and marshy areas. That's where I was, in a woody and a marshy area. So I'm sure this is ivy or sumac, one of the two. I don't remember bumping into it or hitting it, but of course I'm walking through stuff that's up to my chest. Poison ivy is a vine, so it could kind of crawl and make a bush if it was going around a bush that was dead. Also, sumac's a bush or a tree, so don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I usually look for poison ivy on like trees if I'm going to climb a tree or I'm going through a little area, because you're going to see that vine wrapping around a tree. But I don't remember running into this with my arm, so a little crazy. And then like these, we've always heard the poison ivy, 3 leaves, beware of me, or leave me alone. And then sumac, I think it said it can have a cluster of 7 to 11 or 13 leaves with one by itself at the end for the sumac. I'll put a picture up in the corner of poison sumac, and I'll put a picture of poison ivy in one of the corners also. The rash shows up right away. Not true. It forms within 24 to 72 hours. I guess the portion of the plant, the urushiol, I think it is, oil that is on the plant, is what gets into your skin and then starts causing the reaction. It can take up to 24 to 72 hours, depending on the contact and where you touched it. And it can last up to 3 weeks. So they recommend cleaning your clothes. So I'm going to wash all the clothes that I had on out there. I also had gaiters on, so I'll probably wash those so I'm not getting it on my hands if it's on my gaiters. So I'll be doing that next. And then you don't ever want to burn poison ivy. That's one of the big key things they say. Don't burn poison ivy if it's on a tree, because you do not want to inhale that smoke. That would be bad. Keep your clothes keep you safe. So if you have like longer clothes on or long sleeve shirts on, that's going to stop the oil from getting on your skin because it's going to be on your clothes. But then again, you may touch your clothes and get that on your hand and then touch yourself somewhere. I had short sleeve shirts on, so that was probably what happened when I brushed up against it, would be my guess. The oils stay on your skin. This is a fact. It says urushiol begins to sink in within minutes. If you know you've made contact with poison ivy, oak, or sumac, wash the area with lukewarm water and soap as soon as possible. If there's no water, rubbing alcohol or alcohol wipes can remove it. Keep the area cool, dry, and clean. Wash your clothes and clean your boots or shoes. Hose down any garden tools that might have touched the plant. Same thing, you're gonna get that oil on there. You don't want to get it on your hands and touch yourself, but it can get on your pets. It kind of says that usually the pets aren't affected by it because it stays on the outside of their fur, but if that oil is on their fur and they rub up against you, you could get that poison ivy or poison sumac that way. Is the rash contagious? If someone in your household has poison ivy, oak, or sumac, you can't catch it from them, even if you come in contact with the blisters. Just because you've never had a rash from one of these plants doesn't mean you are in the clear. Most people, about 85%, are allergic to the urshirol. You can be affected by it at any age. You won't need to see a doctor. That's kind of a myth. If it's close to your eyes, they tell you to go see a doctor. They kind of say, see your doctor if a rash is close to your eyes or is widespread over your body. If needed, they can prescribe medication you can take by mouth that will help with swelling and itching. Head to the emergency room if you have severe reactions in addition to the rash, like nausea, fever, shortness of breath, extreme soreness at the rash site, or swollen lymph nodes. That's where they're telling you to do that. This was itching like crazy, but I'll tell you why it's not itching in a minute. And that's really about it. They have some other household ones, people using baking soda. Calamine lotion seems to be the big one to put on there. I was putting calamine lotion on there, and after a little while it was still itching. So then when I was doing a little bit more research as far as what's the best stuff for the poison ivy or poison sumac, this stuff came up. It is expensive. Of course, CVS didn't have their brand, which is supposed to be the generic, but this stuff right here works awesome. It's what was it, $40 I think for this thing, 40 bucks. And what is it, it's like an ounce or something like that. Let's look here. 1 ounce, 40 bucks, $40. But I will tell you, I had the little blisters on there, and when you put this on, it's like almost has like a pumice in it. And when you put it on, you rub it in really good, and it's supposed to attach to the oils and bring them to the surface, and then you rinse it off. And I will tell you, even though it looks a little gross, because when you rubbed it, it kind of broke some of those blisters that were there, and those are kind of oozing a little bit. But I will tell you, when I put this stuff on yesterday, rubbed it in really good, and then rinsed it off. After, I just kept dabbing it just to keep any of the like little seepage on some of those little things off. But after it dried up, it didn't itch at all yesterday, which was awesome. This morning I noticed a little itching, so I did this again. Scrubbed it in there, and then I just keep dabbing it. Now it's pretty much dry now, so I'm not going to touch it anymore. But it doesn't itch anymore, which is great. And you don't have that pink calamine lotion on you, even though they make a clear one, I understand. But it's coming along pretty good. So guys, if you get it, I'm going to tell you this is well worth it. Like I said, the CVS brand, they didn't have it. It was out at 3 stores by my house, so I had to spend the 40 bucks. I think the CVS one was like 32, so you would have saved 8 bucks. But this stuff works awesome. So if you get it, get this stuff to help you. So that's all I've got on poison ivy or poison sumac. Like I said, I had some things up in the corners to tell you if I know it's not oak, because that's not in our area, but it's either sumac or ivy. When I'm going back out there again, I'll be looking around a little bit better when I'm going. So I'm not that great on all the different plants in the woods, but I think I better become a little bit better. All right guys, have a great day. Hey, just to let you know, if you're in Wisconsin this Saturday, I think it's the 27th of August, we're having the Saddle get together over at the Sherwood Forest Bowman's Club. I'll put a link in the description for it, and maybe I'll put a little picture up in the corner somewhere. I think this is like the 3rd year Chuck White has put this on. It's really good. I think last year we had like 65 people come by, so really good. Got a lot of giveaways. I know Lou from Stealth Outdoors is sending me some stealth strips to give away, so we've got that. I think he's got a saddle also to give away and a bunch of other stuff. See you guys later, and if you're there Saturday, I'll be there. See you guys later. Bye bye. Have an awesome day.